Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. We're joined by our friend Doug Koenig right now. Doug, I don't even know how to introduce you. You won every kind of competition there is. You love to hunt. You love to shoot. Now you're doing the whole family thing and taking the family out hunting. And it's like, I don't even know where to start. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Doing fantastic. Just busy. Glad to be here at the show. Like you said, I'm, still competing heavily. I'm running tournaments, hunting, doing the hunting thing, still doing the TV show. So just doing a lot of stuff with Ruger. Got a few things in the fire, that's for sure.
Exactly right. And I mean, when there are actually Doug Koenig guns, you never know what's going to pop up out over here at Ruger.
Right, Doug Koenig guns. I've got a small line of Doug Koenig ammo. Hornady Custom makes a bullet for me, and we load a match competition line and a 38 Super 9mm, and then we do a defense load with the same bullet. So.
Talk to me about 38 Super. I don't know enough about that caliber.
I'll tell you, it's an old caliber, and to me, it's still just an awesome caliber. I'm not 1,000% sure why it didn't pick up much more traction. I mean, some areas of the country, it's still pretty popular, but I mean, to me, the beauty of it is you can download that case. I mean, it's a straight wall case, right?
Right.
Uses pretty much a 9mm bullet, 3.55, 3.56. diameter bullet, whatever your preference, but you could shoot a 90 grain bullet at 1,050, or you can shoot a 125 at 1,400. So you can shoot. You've got a lot to do in a especially in a 1911 platform. You would still have a 10 round, 11 round capacity. So primarily I think originally, if I remember right, it was created because, like in Mexico and some countries, you couldn't have a military cartridge, and this one duplicated that. That's correct. I mean, it's Mexico. Like I know Italy. When I've been over there, and I might be headed over this fall for the European Bianchi. 9mm is really kind of restricted unless you're military. So we go in there with 38 Super, no problem. It's not a conflict. And it also, this is where you can help me out. You can make power factor with that? Sure, you can make major with that. Yeah, that's no problem. I shoot it still mostly at Bianchi and at Steel Challenge and things like that, where the power factor is 120, 125, something like that. So, that's one thing for me. As many years as I've been competing, I'm not a big fan of recoil at the end of my career. Don't you find that all of us get to where I just don't want guns that beat me up? I don't. Well, if you don't shoot much or haven't shot much, you can go out and shoot a 460 or 500 or any of these big things, a couple shots, and it's fun. It's no big deal. They're awesome. But if you've shot a few million rounds, the analogy I like to say is if you're a boxer, you get punched in the face 500 times, you probably don't want to get popped again. Your body, that's energy that your body has absorbed over time, and your joints and all that stuff. I have actually, I didn't think it was possible, gone out to the range and shot enough big bore stuff to where, and you probably have experienced this maybe, but my body would not let me pull the trigger again. I shot, I think, 75 rounds of 375 H&H from the bench. And after a while, it's like, I'm not sure I can actually pull the trigger anymore. Right. I'm telling my body to pull the trigger, and brain's going, nope, not doing that to you anymore. It was the weirdest thing. It's like, okay, it's telling me that's enough. Right. I haven't had that, but I try to stop before that happens. Yeah, well, you're smarter than I am too. I just don't like to be beat up anymore. When I was young, it just whatever it took, it didn't matter. You just did it and shot. And with hunting rifles now, it's like, okay, we're going to go downsize because they work just as well, if not better, because we can shoot them better. I mean, I really think that's why the 6.5 Creedmoor has done so well. People shoot it better, not because it's a better cartridge, but you just hit stuff with it. Well, you get better performance with less recoil and better ballistics. So, how can that be a bad combination? So when you put that together and you put it in a package that you like, you're going to shoot it better. You're going to be more successful hunting. You're going to be more accurate. It's a good thing. When did you shoot your first competitive match? My very first match was I think it was the spring of 1986 was my very first match. How'd you do? I was about middle of the pack,
Yeah?
But I had the time of my life. It was awesome. I still tell that story. I mean, it was 16 degrees out and snowing, and it was an IPSC match, USPSA type match.
Right.
And, I was 17 years old and, getting to run and jump over walls and shoot out of cars and do all the crazy shit.
How could you not have fun doing this?
I was like, I'm hooked. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to do more of this.
Right. And I never, I get asked that a lot with my shooting career. It's like when I did that, I wasn't doing it and then I didn't continue to do it because I was trying to be good or trying to be a champion or any of that stuff. It was just fun. I just wanted to shoot. I couldn't get enough of it. I was just so consumed with the guns and the competition. And it was just, to me, it was like hunting camp every weekend. We had it where I lived. You could go shoot a match every weekend, and all of a sudden you got 2 guys and 3 guys and 5 and 8 and 10. You go shoot. You go out to eat. I mean, how could it?
It's
how
hunting
could
camp.
It be bad?
You're right. It's a good
exactly
way to put
what it was.
And I think sometimes we forget to tell people. We take it for granted. People don't understand. This stuff is fun.
Super fun.
And you take somebody out, and if you introduce them the right way to shooting. And they turn around and look at you with that huge grin, and they say, can I do it again? You go, yes. You keep shooting, I'll keep providing ammo, because that is, honestly, that's our secret weapon from the political side. You just bring people in and let them have fun.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, I mean, that you say that, I mean, I've said it all along. I've never had anybody at the range that didn't leave with a smile on their face. Not one.
Right.
Period. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's relaxing. It's whatever you want it to be. Some people just go shoot to relax. Some people go shoot to... just the excitement of it. And there's so many different forms of shooting out there that you can do, whether it's trap, skeet, sporting, long range, pistol, rimfire, cowboy.
And you never master it, which is the other part of it. You can always be improving.
Always.
I mean, you're multi-time world national champion, and you're working on stuff all the time.
Nonstop, every day of my life, trying to get better, trying to learn something, trying to... you think people say, well, you've been, you're full time, you do this, you do that, you're automatic. Nothing's automatic. I'm still a human, and I still make mistakes. The better shooters make fewer mistakes, and you try to get to a point where you cut down on the opportunity to make those mistakes. You try to put yourself in those positions, to know what to expect.
Right.
That's the key.
Yeah, and recognizing, Latham was in here, says, and when you throw a shot, you recognize it quickly and go right back and do the pickup shot on it because, the moment it goes off, I screwed that one up.
Absolutely. For sure. Yeah.
Well, it's experience. Just being there and doing it over and over again.
Over and over again. Putting yourself out there, putting yourself in that spot. And for me, it doesn't matter what discipline I'm in. I try to go into it with no ego, try to go into it. And that's the biggest key is just, to see what I can learn. That's the whole deal, and that's how you grow. It's how you get better. If you go in there thinking you know everything, you know it all, probably not going to learn a whole lot.
You're not going to learn much at all. Exactly right. Doug, hold on a second. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk with Doug Koenig. We'll talk about some of the stuff that Ruger's doing, some of the things that you've been up to, and maybe some of the cool guns that are out there these days.
Awesome.
Sounds good. All right. I'm Tom Gresham. We are at the NRA's annual meetings in Houston, Texas. We'll be right back. Sitting here with Doug Koenig. We're during the break. It's actually exactly the same as during the show. I mean, we're just talking.
Right, just like we always do when we see each other.
We're talking guns and hunting and stuff and, all the rest of it. Just, we were just saying that what we do here on the radio is exactly what we would do standing out in the aisle out there talking about guns and shooting, the rest of the stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So a big PRS match.
We last year before, we introduced the custom shop RPR, and I'm out shooting precision rifle matches. That's what I've been doing.
Okay.
Along with the pistol, I still shoot, the handgun stuff, steel.
You still beat everybody with that. Okay.
Still playing around with that stuff.
Yeah, I like it. He says, I'm just playing around. Yeah, beating everybody, but that's okay.
So we got into that, and then last year, and then this year was our second time for the Koenig Ruger PRC match, big 2-day precision rifle series match.
Okay.
So I ran that out at Cameo at the shooting complex there. Have you been there?
Where's that?
Grand Junction, Colorado.
Oh no.
Oh, fantastic facility.
Yeah?
You need to check that place out. So it's 2,000 acre reclaimed mine area. They've got IDPA and USPSA, steel chat, and they've got all the pistol bays, and then up on top is all this mountainy rough country where we set up and ran 18 stages of precision rifle series. We had 150 shooters this year. We cut that at the max, and
so how far are you shooting? What's the longest range for that?
so we at our match this year, I think our longest target was a little over 1,100 yards.
Wow.
So we were about, I think our closest was in the low 300-yard range.
Right.
I'd say our average target distance was in the 650 to 700 was probably average. So,
what caliber are you shooting?
So everybody's, a lot of 6mm, 6 Creedmoor, 6 BR, Dasher, some
right.
6.5 Creedmoor stuff. So that's what most of the competitors are shooting there. And the uniqueness about that match for, my perspective is my whole idea was to really tie the hunters and shooters together. It is a precision rifle series match, but we are 99.9% all animal targets.
Oh.
So instead of being, circles and squares and diamonds and all that, we are miniature elk and miniature antelope, and then we've got some unique targets like, of course, Ruger's a title sponsor, so we've got the Ruger emblem. We shoot several of those targets. We've got bass fish made out of steel because Bass Pro's a sponsor, and Loophole, we've got the big L. So I try to, and the other thing, we try to make it, kind of area and, specific. So obviously it's in the West, so, guys are shooting off. I found an old mining cart that they shoot off of, and an old wagon.
Oh, that's fun.
Most of the stuff they shoot off of is natural terrain, trees and rocks and stuff. So it's a cool event. We really wanted to make it just a great event for the shooters, because obviously that's who I am and what I am. And I know that the most important thing is treating the shooters right. Give them an experience, right? It's entertainment. Give them a competition, good food, great atmosphere, easy location. Grand Junction Airport's 12 miles from the range, so there's all the hotels and restaurants. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right. So if you had to tell somebody, they said, come on, tell me something's going on at Ruger with guns, what gun would you want to tell them about right now?
Well, geez, how do you not talk about Marlin?
Yeah, I
know. If
you're a gun guy,
it's the elephant in the room, right?
It's so cool.
The fact that we took that and built the rifles that we're doing is just absolutely phenomenal. The workmanship and quality, and to bring that back is just, those guns are awesome.
When I got the first one, I started shooting and went, oh, this is, because everybody was saying, I sure hope it, first, what did you hear? Don't screw it up, right? And then I sure hope they're as good as the old Marlins. And then you shoot and you go, I kind of hate to say this, but I think it's better.
I think
it's better than the old Marlins.
Yeah, and the fit and finish for sure is.
Yes.
It is. They are just. The quality and craftsmanship is just.
They got the first 4570, then you got the Trapper model 4570.
Yep.
And of course, as all happens in this business, right? You go, that's great. And then 10 seconds later, it's like, so what are you going to do next?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
When are you going to have the 44? When are you going to have the 357? It's like they're making them and going, really? We're just now shipping these, and you want the next thing.
Right, exactly.
But it's always been that way.
Right. Well, gun people, we love guns. We love to shoot. We love to hunt. We love to, promote the sport. And
what have you done for me lately? Yeah, exactly. They really, and I've had people say, are they as good? Yes, they're at least as good. I think they're better. I think they look better. I think the polish, as you say, the fit and finish, the polish is great. I can't wait for the handgun cartridge size. They're going to size it down, do all of that. It was harder, and I'll talk about this a little bit later on the show, but it was harder, I think, for them to pull it off than they thought it was going to be. It's one of those deals that I was telling somebody, I said, look, you got to understand, these rifles were created at a time when people were cheap and machines were expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could afford to have somebody at the end of the thing with a file. Fix everything. That's how you got the fit. Now, machines are cheaper and people are expensive.
Right.
So now we have CNC. So that's how we make stuff. It's like, it's a whole different deal. So they had to not just make guns, they had to have a new manufacturing process.
Absolutely right. From pretty much scratch, really.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah, you think you're buying everything and you go, oh man, I can't use a lot of this.
You think you're buying a situation where you flip the switch and start pumping out guns, and it's not that. It's, okay, how do we start from scratch and re-engineer, and how do we manufacture this stuff efficiently at a high quality and, be able to run a business.
Yep, exactly right. And the funny part is, I want people to understand what just happened here. I'm asking Doug Koenig, says, tell me about, what's the cool gun out there? And you're going, oh, yeah, he's the high-speed, low-drag guy. He's going to tell me about the fast gun. You go, no, he wants to talk about the lever action. I mean, that's cool.
That's my first, hunting rifle was a Marlin 336C.
Really?
30.
No
Shot
kidding.
my first, I don't know how many deer with that. That was I still have that gun. I mean,
That just leaves a warm spot in your heart, doesn't it?
I loved it when I heard we were going to rock and roll with that. So, absolutely.
Terrific. Tell people how they can keep up with what you're doing. What website should they go to?
Just DougKoenig.com. And then I do, on social, Facebook and Instagram, I'm not super big on the social. I get too busy and forget to take, it's hard to take pictures of myself.
Koenig, Doug Koenig.
Yeah.
Just look him up there. Well, look, say hi to the family, and look forward to getting together with you wherever the next time is.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Thank you.